The Washington Commanders enter this season as one of the teams that could potentially fight for a Super Bowl. But after a gut punching loss to the Kansas City Chiefs yesterday, one has to ask the question: did the Washington Commanders go all in too fast, or is it just injuries? And then we're going to end today's show talking about the Indianapolis Colts. Do we believe they are for real? We're going to talk about it, break it all down, but you got to hear the music first.
Welcome to your number one spot for all NFL news and content, NFL Central.
What's going on, NFL fans? Welcome back in to another episode of NFL Central, your number one spot for everything NFL. I'm your host here, Bobby, joined by Steve O. So if y'all tuned in, locked in, love talking the NFL and football, regardless of who you root for every single day, tune in for the best football talk out there. Hey, Steve O, my man's. Woo, them Washington Commanders, boy, they taking blow after blow. I ain't gonna lie to you, boy. Injuries piling up, guys being on IR. And this offseason, we was like, hey, y'all went and got Laramie Tunsil, good job. But he left the game early yesterday. Hey, y'all went and got Debo Samuel, good job. You know what I'm saying? They picked up some defensive linemen to bolster that defensive line. You got guys on the IR from that defensive line. Hey, and after a loss versus the Kansas City Chiefs last night, it didn't look close at all. I ain't gonna hold you. And first of all, how you feeling about the loss yesterday, and what does it do to the Washington Commanders? And do you believe that the Washington Commanders went all in too fast?
I wouldn't necessarily say they went all in too fast. I would say they went too old. And that's really what's really, I think that's the glaring problem outside of glaring injuries. I think it's a mixture of injuries and the impact players, especially on the defensive side of the ball, are just old and they look old and they just getting beat. I think that's really what it is. Like, we like the moves that they made, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Laramie Tunsil, even though him going down was still a good move. Going get extra weapon to Debo was still a good move. Getting some of the D linemen you brought in was decent, but like I said, they was older. Bringing in Payne, older. Like bringing in others people, bringing in Bobby Wagner a couple years ago. He was already up in age, and he's only getting older. He's what 37, 38 years old, and he just looks old. Like, y'all need to stop the run. He's supposed to be one of those guys y'all can depend on to stop it. And they're just running right past him. Like, I think that's just what the glaring issues is, to be quite honest with you. They're just, the offense is younger and more energetic, and but they got their problems that they're still dealing with, as well as injuries. And the defense just fucking old, bro.
I agree with that 100% because I think that when you talk about the conversation of going all in, I don't necessarily think that I think that should have been their mindset. This is a team that had flaws up and down the roster last year, and you end up in the NFC Championship game. And that is something that you want as an organization. You look at Jaden Daniels and you say, hey, this guy is really, really good. I know that we didn't, necessarily close out teams to where we can go in victory formation at the end of the games. But when we were behind and we needed a play, the quarterback led us the way and he helped us get to where we got at, which was the NFC Championship game. So when you're not having to pay a guy $50 million a year, you're supposed to go all in. You know what I'm saying? And this is just some of the repercussions of pushing your chips into the table. Sometimes you got to take those L's, but I think that as an organization, you have to continuously try to take shots at going for a Super Bowl before you have to pay the quarterback a nice amount of money.
Astronomical amount of money.
Exactly, because who knows what the annual average will be by the time Jaden Daniels is due for a contract. I believe after next season, which will be his third year, he'll be contract eligible.
Eligible, yep.
So he can go out there and receive a huge payday. And that's when GMs and everybody have to get more strategic about where they're allocating their funds. So I agree with you 100% on that, bro. But it's not good right now in Washington because Jaden Daniels this season can't stay on the field, bro. What do you think that he needs to take into consideration moving forward with the results that we've been seeing with him not being on the field?
Well, I can't say like running is the reason why he's getting hurt because majority of the time he gets hurt in the pocket. This year he got hurt in the pocket. He just got blew the fuck up.
Outside of
So
that Green Bay game when he was
outside of
first out.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, outside of that Green Bay game. But yeah, like honestly, it's more on the it's not really I can't really look at outside of like maybe getting bigger, but some people, especially in that dynamic, how much bigger can they actually get? Some people that's their body type. But outside that, I look more at the organization and the team. Like I kind of look at it with Baltimore. You should have a Tyler Hunt type of situation behind him. Marcus is not that guy. As much as I love Marcus, yeah, the NFL then gun smoked his head. He's the ghost, and that's all he see. So he can mimic some things on the running style, but throwing he can't. Now, like with Lamar, they know with his play style, it's a risk that he's gonna get hurt. And when these times that he does get hurt, they got somebody that can mimic, run, and throw just like him. I think they should be doing the same thing. And quite frankly, I think this team in general should be one of the main people in the trade deadline this year. They got the funds to do it. And like I said, they got a unique window where I feel like this is a window where they can push to be real contenders because, like you said, it's not that easy to do what they did last year. So the fact that they was able to do it and they still kind of have the same roster, move around some pieces, get some actual good pieces, viable pieces in the trade deadline, and you might be an actual contender when it's time for Jane Danes to actually return.
I agree with that. I think you can move and utilize the trade deadline to bolster your defense. You look at guys like Jalen Phillips down in Miami. I don't necessarily think that'll cost a lot, especially considering that he's on the last year of his contract. That could be a pass rusher for you. Will Johnson
Will
from the New
Johnson.
York Jets is also an option for you, but I don't know. After winning that one game, they might be like, we can go on a run. You know how teams get after, you know what I'm saying, they get a big win like they just got this past Sunday. So I agree with you. That's a thing. But then I also look at Dan Quinn. Hey, bro, you are a defensive coach. Um, I
Why
know
your
that you
defense
like
look
your
like that?
veterans. You know what I'm saying? I know you like your veterans, but we seen that you need some youthfulness around this NFL mix with some of that veteran experience to be a really good defense nowadays. I look at the Denver Broncos, bro, just youthfulness all up and through there. And you can look at some of the past moves with the Washington Commanders, bro, and you'll be like, it made sense at the time, but then once you know when you
Once you see
hindsight
it,
is 2020
yeah.
and you see it, you be like, why did y'all sign Von Miller again? And
Nah,
that's not
I didn't really like that one. I was like,
yeah,
I'm cool with it, but it's like Vaughn ain't Vaughn no more.
yeah. So it's like
He
I
just Miller.
understand it to a degree, but it's like to sustain all these weeks throughout the season, what made you guys say give us him instead of, you know what I'm saying, looking
Alongside
at
with Bobby.
yeah, and instead of looking at some guys that are more youthful or whatever. And Steve-O, to look at their draft picks, they have no draft picks in the second, no draft picks in the fourth. They got a couple 6-round picks, a fifth, a third, and a first. So I think that they might have to try to figure out how they want to navigate the draft. I know this is a premature conversation, but
Yeah.
you got to get some guys on defense that can provide you some more stability. And I think they need to probably place emphasis on that offensive line. That's just my prediction. Laramie Tunsil, he's still good, but he is up there in age. Josh Connerly has had his struggles on the right side this season. But I don't never, and I think you're gonna agree with this 100%. it is never a bad time to draft offensive linemen. It is never.
Never.
You gotta find support because those guys battle every single place. So you gotta have, you know what I'm saying, reassurance that somebody can come in and protect your prized possession for sure.
Yeah, and that's what the best organizations do. When they see a crack in their armor, they already calling the foreman to come fix it. That's what you do.
Real.
You go get in. You see a crack in Larry Tunsil. This is not his first year. Not getting. He's been hurt last 2 years. So if I'm you, I'm going down to look at some left tackles. And then, quite frankly, it is some left tackles coming out in this draft that you could go get.
Absolutely. So y'all let us know how y'all feeling about that one. Um, and leave the comments down in the comment box. But now, Steve-O, time to talk about the Indianapolis Colts, bro. 7-1 record. But are they for real? Here's some context, brother. Second in the NFL for plays for 40 plus yards, allowing the second least sacks per game. Daniel Jones completing 70% of his passes, top 10 in rush yards, first in rush touchdowns, fifth in sacks with the defense with 23, with some big wins versus Denver, the Chargers, and they also have a matchup versus the Steelers coming up that we'll be watching for sure as the Steelers try to hold on to the AFC North, and a big Week 12 matchup versus the Kansas City Chiefs that we got to keep our eyes on, and a number of weapons on both sides of the ball. How you feeling about the Colts? Do you think they for real, or you got to wait a little bit?
I don't know. I feel like people are real until they not, and up until now they real. You got a running back like that, and Jonathan Allen having numbers and that's and on pace to have a historical season like that. You got one of the best O linemen in the league. Your wide receiver, because you got a competent quarterback. Finally, you can actually see what Micah Pittman and that other guy could do over there. Is 14. Why is his name not popping in my head?
Is it Mitchell?
No, it's the white boy.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
But regardless,
Alec Pierce.
Alex
There you go.
Pierce. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but you can see, and even like you said, Mitchell, like you're seeing some of those wide receivers show exactly what they can do over there, and you're not asking much from your quarterback. Go out there, make the passes that we need you to do. Don't turn the ball over and let our running back rock out. And the defense has been playing pretty solid defense up until me. That's a pretty real team to me.
Yeah,
Up until,
bro.
like I said, like these next few games, like you said, Steelers next week. I mean this week and the week after that, I think it's the Chiefs.
Yeah.
This will prove that you're real, but like I said, you're real until you're not.
Agreed. I think I'm gonna go with for real until proven otherwise, like you, because obviously we know Daniel Jones having a spectacular season, but we seen Daniel Jones after taking the Giants to the playoffs kind of crap the bed. Not all his fault
Yeah,
because so much dysfunction that was taking place in New York, but he still got to hold that. But one thing that gives me or makes me pay attention, Steve-O, is the trenches. Probably the
it's for
best
real.
offensive line in the
Next to
NFL.
Denver, yeah.
Exactly. And then defensive line, they up there as well. And then one thing that travels anywhere you play on side of the trenches, a fluid run
Run
game.
game.
Jonathan Taylor has been on a tear, bro, and he's been going off. And these guys
Can
in
you
Indy,
believe they didn't want to pay this motherfucker once upon a time? They
bro,
was thinking about
crazy work,
trading
right?
this motherfucker.
Crazy work. Crazy work, bro. And you talking about Tyler Warren, tight end, came out, rookie, balling.
Killing.
Then you talking about Jonathan Taylor. Then you still talking about Michael Pittman still being good. Then you talk about Alec Pierce on the offensive side of the ball. And then when you get to the defensive side of the ball,
Josh Downs
DeForest
balling.
Buck, yeah, bro. Buckner still good. Zayah Franklin,
That duck.
linebacker, still good. And somebody who I really, really liked coming out of last year's drafts and Layatu Latu, I just thought that the man had tools galore. He can rush, he can bull rush, he got the spin move, the inside move, the out, bro. The man is balling as well. So I think that they can be for real, but obviously you want to see them stack up some more wins versus some more competitive teams because the last game they beat up on the Tennessee Titans, but you can't take that away from a team when they beat teams that they supposed to beat. They
Yeah.
beat the Tennessee Titans twice. They beat the Arizona Cardinals, who are uh just big disappointment this season. We expect them to
And that's the
at least
thing.
be better.
Every team that is worse than them, they beat the shit out of them. Titans the first game 41-20. Raiders 40-60. Goddamn Cardinals 31-27, which was a more favorable game, but they came back to Titans 38-14. If you're that their first game of the season with Miami 33-8. That's to me, I can't say they not for real. That's for real to me. Like if
Yep.
you go out there and like us bullshit with some of these players and beat some teams, we let some teams beat us that we ain't got no business let us be like that Minnesota game. That shows you that you actually a real decent, pretty good team. Can't even lie.
I agree with that because in the NFL there's no gimmies. But if you believe you're better, you go out there and be better than the team that you're facing. So I think that's very important for them to move forward. And I look at them and I'm gonna say they for real right now. The best record in the NFL is 7-1. And hey, a lot more football left to play, and they haven't even hit their bye week. And Steve-O,
No.
coming out of their bye week, they face the Chiefs, so they got 2 weeks to prepare.
Yeah.
So yeah, we gonna have to watch that game for sure and definitely tune into that one to see how for real they are because the Chiefs are starting to hit their stride now. Defense, Patrick Mahomes had 2 turnovers yesterday, and the Commanders couldn't do nothing, and they still came out and whooped the Commanders 28-7. So, and these guys gonna come in and approach this game like it's a playoff game. Can the Colts match that intensity? We're gonna see. We're gonna find out.
Man, I don't think the Chiefs can stop that run game.
That's what I'm, bro. Cause what the the best football in the world, bro, that is valuable for success is when your O line can just move guys out the way.
Ooh, bitch.
You as a 300-pounder moving another 300-pounder. That shit like sumo wrestling.
And it's a unit. That's scary. Like that. Like people don't understand. That's why I be trying to say. Like people be like, why you always want to go under center? Like it's a mindset.
Mm-hmm.
It's telling the other team, nigga, y'all can't fuck with y'all. We're gonna push you out the way, and there's nothing you can fucking do. That demoralizes people. That make people don't want to play no more.
Yeah.
That sets a tone. Like that's
Facts.
why when it gets to the third quarter, some teams don't have the same type of fight that other teams have
Yep.
because they've been bitching them the whole game.
Yeah, and they worn down and tired because you know how hard it is to fight past a 300-pound man, but he moving you out the way and you giving it your
Mm,
all. That's a difference, especially
nigga,
because
I could tell you exact. It was not even a goddamn NFL game. The day I realized how important trenches was. It was the first time. It was Oregon versus goddamn Ohio State, and they gashed our ass for 4 quarters straight.
yep,
Not in the air, on the ground. I
yeah,
said, yeah, that's what football is all about. If you can't do that, you ain't winning. It's just that simple.
yeah, because you can have a high scoring offense with the pass game, but it's a different feeling when you got that run game where you can go on 10, 12, 14 play drives because the defense is going to get wear down, steady trying to tackle a running back that won't go down or move past a damn right tackle or left tackle or a
And
guard
don't let it
that
be a
just won't
fullback
let
in the
up.
back. Right.
Bro, it's too difficult, which hey, it makes 100% sense. These guys, we'll see what they made of. And shout out to the owner on the sideline. I ain't gonna lie. It's her
And that
name
motherfucker
Carly.
taking, taking notes in that motherfucker.
Taking notes, trying
Bleed
to
the fuck out.
go the real, blinged out, trying to learn the game. And hey, sometimes those situations lead to distraction. She's not distracting them, taking away from the team, and they win it.
It ain't distracted because she's honest. She's genuine. She ever since she came into play, she like, I'm not finna do wrong by my dad. I'm
Yeah.
going to get this fucking organization correct. And ever since then, 7-1.
Hey, Daniel Jones looking like he about to get paid. Another contract.
And like I said, I don't think most people didn't think. I don't think like that, and that's my thing. It's very few people that get drafted in NFL as a quarterback that's a starter that I just be like, that's garbage. Like
Yeah.
Tua, garbage. He shouldn't be a starter. Danny Dimes, there was too many times like the nigga can play. Y'all just gotta teach him right and put him around a nice situation.
And we
Just
said
like
this.
just like with Sam Darnold, just like even with Carson Wentz in certain situations and other quarterbacks. You're seeing a lot of quarterbacks having a resurgence because we keep trying to tell y'all this whole 3 year, we gotta hurry up and pay and make a decision. Fuck that. It takes more time than y'all realize to develop a quarterback for real.
Agreed. Agreed. That's how teams missed out on Sam Darnold. You know what I'm saying? And he went in, he got the right coaching around him, and now he's paid. Daniel Jones up next, bro. The way it's looking. And we said it over the offseason. We believe Shane Steichen is a good quarterback, a good coach for the Colts. It was Anthony Richardson. And that decision to go out and bring in Daniel Jones.
That motherfucker is like he like he like Arch Manning. Like that motherfucker. Both of them niggas should have been 5-year seniors. I'm not like they, dude. You need to work on you. Like he was not ready. He was Anthony Richardson was not ready at all. I knew that, and I was like,
Yeah,
bro.
we all knew that.
I'm like, man, he not ready. Y'all setting that man up for failure.
And then they tried to force him in. But now it seemed like he just gonna be backing up. And that's it. I mean, that's just the life of the
That's up to
NFL,
him.
bro. Yep. It's just the life of the NFL. Maybe Sitting will do wonders for him. Maybe. We'll see what happens with that. But hey, Steve-O, you got anything left, bro?
Nah.
But hey, that is it from us today, y'all. We appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode of NFL Central, man. Before y'all get up out of here, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell as well, man. The football talk was great today, so let us hear some of your comments today, man. We appreciate y'all. Huh?
I know this ain't a baseball thing, but motherfucker, y'all keep me up to goddamn midnight or whatever 2 in the morning one more time because y'all want to play for 18 innings. I ain't doing that shit tonight.
That was crazy
Nigga, I
work.
woke
I
up
heard it
and the
was a
niggas
great
was,
game.
it was, but nigga, I took 2 naps, missed the ending of the Bulls game, woke up, the nigga still playing.
They said it was 6-hour game.
Bro, the game it didn't end to 1:50 my time.
That is crazy. Yeah, I would have been long
18
gone.
innings, bro.
That is crazy. But hey, man, we appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all always love football. And y'all already know we're going to catch y'all on the next for sure.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks